Some of the best ways to go stock picking is to put on two hats. Look at your fundamental analysis and also your technical analysis. I'm with Carolyn Boroden of FibonacciQueen.com, our resident Fibonacci expert at the street. And today we're going to focus on Intuit, ticker INTU. Fundamentally, I really like this name longer term. We've all seen the TurboTax commercials. And I think what's really cool with their particular product, you could take pictures of your W-2, upload it, and file that way, which is technology they've had for 3 years. And one of the first to really capture the mobile segment. In addition, I like their other solution areas, small business, mid-management, and so forth. I really think there's growth here. They've cornered that market, particularly in services, almost like on a smaller scale like IBM has.
Yeah, well, I did see some of those commercials, but what I saw when I looked at the chart was a nice bullish pattern of higher highs and higher lows. I saw some time symmetry. Basically, the current swing into the recent low is very similar to some of the prior swings down, and I like to see that within a trending market. And then I also have what I call a Fibonacci price cluster. That's basically the coincidence of at least 3 Fibonacci price relationships that come together within a relatively tight range. We had 2 of these cluster zones. So far we're holding above the first one, which came in at 59.97 to 60.13 area. I believe it's already triggered a buy, and you can risk just underneath the most recent low if you want to get involved in it. Target number 1 on the charts comes in with the 1272 extension, and that comes in at 65.65. And then target number 2 actually comes in at 67.16 if we get, the full move off of here.
So do you use the same methodology for each time you select your stock picks? What are the parameters in terms of your Fibonacci analysis? What determines the levels? What does 127 price extensions mean, and so forth?
Well, first I like to look at the trend on the chart. If it's a bullish trend, I want to set up the buy side to be in agreement with that. And then what I'll do is I'll take all the key swing highs and lows that I can see on a particular chart, and I'll run all possible price relationships. So I'm going to run retracements, extensions, and projections, which are where the symmetry moves come into play. That's where I'm comparing swings in the same direction, and I'm basically projecting 100% of those from any new high or low. So in this case, for example, I took a prior declining move within the uptrend and projected 100% of that from the recent high, and that was one of the levels that came into that price cluster zone. So it's very similar or symmetrical.
And that methodology works for going short on stocks as well?
It does, yeah.
Okay, and how do you determine your stops?
The stops will typically be beyond or behind the cluster zone. So that's one way that you can do it. Or the other way, if you want to play it a little bit tighter, is you wait for one of the triggers that I've talked about on the website, and then you would put the stop in below the low made prior to the trigger firing off.
Okay, for more of Carolyn's work, you can find her on FibonacciQueen.com and, of course, on Twitter at FibonacciQueen.